What's up, guys, and welcome back to Outpost 318. I'm your host, Eric Madden, and today I want to talk about something that most of us all know too well, but we almost never talk about it out loud, and it's the weight that we carry. Now, I'm not talking about backpacks or barbell plates. I'm talking about the weight that lives deep in your bones, the stuff that we carry behind of our smiles, underneath of our armor, buried just enough to function, but it's heavy enough to haunt us. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. So I kind of want to talk about that in this episode. And if you're a man in this world, there's a 100% chance that you are carrying something right now that nobody else sees. It might be pressure, to provide, to lead, to show up. It might be guilt from past mistakes, failures, relationships gone sideways. It may be fear of not measuring up, not being enough, or losing what actually matters to you. But here's the thing. Most of us, I'd say about 90% of us, were probably never taught what to do with that weight. We were taught how to carry it, but we were never taught how to confront it. So we push it down, we stuff it, we numb it, we grind through it. And over time, that weight turns into something darker. Something that starts to bleed into how we treat our families, how we show up to work, and how we see ourselves in the mirror. And I've been there. I've been there a lot. And a few years ago, up until recently, a couple months ago, I found myself, crushing it on paper. But inside, man, I was empty. I was on autopilot, and I was just trying to get through the day. I was leading, parenting. I was trying to be the strong one, the anchor, the rock. But no one knew what I was carrying was this low-grade exhaustion that never went away. I wasn't angry. I was numb. I wasn't depressed, but I wasn't truly alive either. And then the worst part is I don't think I was allowed to slow down. Well, I didn't think that I was allowed to slow down enough to even admit it. And if that's where you are right now, I want you to know that you're not broken and you're not weak and you're definitely not alone. You see, the truth is, you were never meant to carry all of this all on your own. There's strength in acknowledging the load. There's strength in acknowledging that you can't carry this weight all by yourself. There's freedom in laying it down. And there's healing in stepping into real brotherhood. And not just guys that you shake hands with at church or at work, or just because they're your wife's friend's husband that automatically y'all have to be friends for some reason, but the only thing you really do is, stare at each other. Not those type of men. We're not talking about those. But we're talking about men who will get into the trenches with you. And honestly, that's what Outpost 318 is about. And that's why we're building this Recalibrate Retreat. So let's hit pause here for a second. Let me tell you something that I truly believe that every man should experience at least once. And it is called Recalibrate. And it's a weekend retreat built for men just like you and me. This isn't a church conference. This isn't a self-help seminar. This is a wilderness-based, brotherhood-driven experience that is designed to help you reset mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And here's what you get. The cost is $150, but this is what you get with it. You get a 2-night stay in a cabin. So that's just you, the wild, and some brothers walking down the same road. You're going to get 6 high-protein meals that we cook and we share together. You're going to get a field pack, and that's going to come with your Outpost notebook, a patch, and a fire token that you're going to carry all weekend. You're going to get guided reflections, and you can get challenge-based experiences, and you're going to get what we are developing called the Forge. And the Forge is a team obstacle and breakthrough experience that will stretch you and unify your crew. And every night, We're going to gather around the fire, no phones, no masks, no BS, just men being real, speaking truth, and sharpening each other. You will leave different, and you're going to leave lighter, and you're going to leave with clarity. Now, there are some limited spots, and this is going to be the first one that we're going to be putting on, and it's going to happen in the fall of 2025. So if you want to grab your spot, go to outpost318.com/retreat. You'll see all the information. You can go ahead and book your spot now. So if your soul has been itching for something more, this is your sign. All right, back to the weight that we carry. Here's what I've learned the hard way. When we carry unprocessed weight for too long, it starts to shape us. And it starts to make us into somebody that we don't really like or that we don't even know. It hardens us. It builds up walls where we're meant to have connection. And if we're not careful, it turns into a mask and we forget what we're actually wearing. That's why silence can be deadly. That's why busyness can be dangerous. It's most commonly and sociably acceptable to just avoid dealing with your stuff. But I believe that God has made men for more than just survival. I believe that He has made us for mission. He's made us for clarity. And He's made us for strength that starts within, not with how much you can bench, not with how fast you can run, not how good you can build something, but something that comes from within. So I want to ask you, right here, right now, what's the weight that you've been carrying? Where do you feel numb? Not broken, not like shattered, but where do you feel just a little bit off? Who in your life knows the full version of your story and not just the censored version? If that answer is no one, then that needs to change. I know you're like, well, I'm a lone wolf. Well, the thing about lone wolves is they die alone. They separate themselves from the pack and they go and they die alone, and they're more susceptible to attack. They're isolated, so no one can help them when they get into a jam. So the lone wolf mentality is stupid. And I'm not saying that you have to drop everything and go cry out in the wilderness. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that you are not meant to walk this out alone, and you don't have to anymore. We are here for you. Like, yeah, the majority of what we're going to do is going to be digital or virtually based. But there's meetups, there's the retreat, there's all kinds of different ways for guys to get involved in this and make real meaningful connections. You're going to find your six. Well, what's my six? We all die. We're not Superman. One day we're all going to go in the box and we're all going to go in the ground. And we're going to need six guys to put us there. We need the six. And you're going to find them here. You're like, well, that's kind of morbid. Yeah, but we're not just looking for the six who are going to put you in the ground. We're looking for the guys and the brothers who, if something does happen to you, whether it be putting you in the ground or you get hurt or you're out of town or something, you need those guys that you can call on and you can rely on that if something goes wrong in your house, that they can take care of it. They can help with the kids. They can help with the wife. Not in the ways that some guys may be thinking, but guys that you trust and you can rely on to be there when you can't. That's the type of brotherhood that we're seeking to build. But yeah, that's it for today. We're going to dig deeper next time into what it actually means to show up for your own life and how to stop running from the man that you're becoming. So if this episode has stirred something in you, don't ignore it. Send it to a brother. Send it to a coworker. Send it to somebody at church. Talk about it. And if you're ready, we'll see you in the wild at Recalibrate in the fall of 2025. Until then, stay grounded, stay sharp, and remember what you carry does not define you. but choosing to face it, that just might. This is the Outpost 318. I'm Eric Madden. I'll catch you on the next one.